Oh, hello. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? I'm freezing right now. Absolutely freezing. It's a little dark because the sun hasn't hit me just yet. But it's cold. By the time you guys watch this, it'll still be cold outside. I got my new 6 jacket on. Let's talk about something before we jump into the stream. Because this is Trooper Steve on patrol, we get to talk about anything that I want to bring up. So today we're going to talk about some signage, but first, why are we still, and I know Kathleen, our webmaster, doesn't have a clue I'm about to talk about this. She's going to probably be like, Steve, but why are we still using a rodent to determine traffic? Huh? Leave the rodent alone. Like, I don't even know how to say his name properly. Pasquatani Phil is his name, in Pasquatani, Pennsylvania. And that little rodent saw his shadow, so supposedly we've got 6 more weeks of winter. You really think that guy, him seeing his shadow, determined whether or not it's going to be cold tomorrow? I have an amazing chief meteorologist that has science, computers, technology, and an education that lets me know when it's going to be. Do you guys know Phyllis? Phyllis is Pasquatani's ex-wife. And if you go to my Facebook page, his ex-wife Phyllis, who now lives here in Florida, said that Phil is a compulsive liar and that we shouldn't trust him. And coming from the ex, I think that's probably some good information there. I'm just so over it. So you guys do your thing. But here in Florida, what are we going to do? Pull out an alligator? Did the alligator see its shadow? So that's it? It's going to stay cold? I'm going to call some animal advocates on that thing. That thing's so ridiculous. All right, let me get off my high horse here and put results 1 in drive. So you're joining us, or you're joining me right now, to talk about something traffic related. So let's talk about something traffic related, shall we? I received this email from a viewer named Matt. Now, Matt emailed asktroopersteve at WKMG.com, and I love this. He says, when driving east on I-4, I see so many drivers try to get out of the exit lane at Lee Road. Now, he goes on and says, I noticed on a recent drive that there is an upcoming exit sign after Fairbanks, but it does not have the yellow exit only indicator that the lane will end, which is really good observation. He goes on to say, drivers then round the curve and have only a few seconds to navigate that along with traffic joining from Fairbanks. Has anyone looked at why the sign hasn't been updated? This is phenomenal question here, because this lets me know you guys are out and about, actively looking at signage. You guys are running into problems and then sending it my way to fix the issue. So this is going to happen very quickly. Not sure we're going to be able to do it twice, but I'm going to talk as we see it, and we're going to explain a lot of things. So first, I got on here onto I-4 East from Colonial Drive. So from State Road 50, we're now east, passing Ivanhoe off to the right-hand side. We're in the right travel lane. We're going to stay in the right lane so that we can see all the indicators that Matt is specifically talking, guys, and I already know what he's talking about. So we're going to be able to see it. As you're traveling east on I-4, far right travel lane here, you can see what Matt's talking about when he says the yellow exit only. So when you see that right there on Princeton, that means that right travel lane is going to exit. You cannot continue straight. But then here we have 2. But in the beginning it indicated that far right is going to push you off. Now we passed the 85 mile marker, which is the Fairbanks area, which is coming up on the Ivanhoe area. So now we continue. We're in the right travel lane. People just cut up in front of us like we're not here in this big truck. But as we're cruising, you've got traffic entering. We're still in the second to right, and we're traveling eastbound. We're doing 60 and a 60 on the nose right now. Coming up on mile marker 86. which is par. So what we're going to do is set ourselves up to mess up. So we're going to scoot on over here. So here, far right, it says Fairbanks Avenue, exit 87, exit only in yellow. Meaning that if I was to stay in this travel lane, it's going to exit. No matter what, if I stay here, if I did not want to stay here, I need to get out of it, right? What do we also see? We see the hash marks break out into multiple hash, meaning this lane is scheduled to end. And if I don't want to stay here, I need to get out of it. So we're going to move on over because it indicated to us that that right lane is exit only. And now we're in that zone that Matt was talking about. Matt, the viewer, messaged us about the Lee Road exit. So we're passing Fairbanks like Matt had indicated. We're now in that right travel lane. All right, we're going over Fairbanks, right lane, Lee Road, half-mile exit. We're going to stay here just so we can see specifically what Matt's talking about. Here it is, first one. Right lane, Fairbanks entrance ramp to eastbound comes in, and we're here. We're going to stay, but look, that car thought it went over. That's the exit ramp. They had to merge back in. So now, I-4 Lee, we're in the far right, and there's no, you have barely time to get out, or now you are stuck. And this is exactly what he's talking about. If I wasn't prepared, I got to shoot all the way across. So there should be another sign indicating, hey, you're now in that right. So let's break it down what we just saw. What did we see? Coming eastbound over I-4, we saw the proper indication for exit only for Fairbanks. But exit only for Lee is rapid. Rapid, rapid, rapid. You also got clowns like this blocking the intersection out there. Got a good white SUV there. So we're going to go straight across and hop back on to I-4 East. And we're going to get turned around so you can see what the opposite direction looks like. Now, is there a problem? There could be. There could be a small, I wouldn't call it a problem. Could we fix a problematic intersection or interchange? Possibly. Why do I say that? Because I have done that. I've been in the far right and realized, oh crap, that's exiting. I have no choice either to exit or I better get out now. But if you're commuting during high, so I heard an exhaust coming from a car that I was like, something sounds wrong here. You should not hear a Honda Civic exhaust coming from a Chrysler 300. But if you travel in that area in the evening time, I say evening, 4, 5 o'clock, eastbound traffic backs up tremendously through that area. So if you're not paying attention, or if you're only paying attention to as the signs are approaching, you can run into an issue. So we are now exiting to Maitland, and we're going to turn around so we can see what's going on in the opposite direction of westbound. But I appreciate that when you guys send in a message like that, because it allows me to come out and actually see real world problems. And what do I mean by real world problems? Your problems. I don't want to always come out here just talking about random stuff. I want to know what you guys are encountering. So do what Matt did. If you have an issue, as simple as that sign, there's a good chance I am going to email, not a good chance, it's going to happen. I'm going to email Florida Department of Transportation, District 5 here in Central Florida. I'm going to ask them about that. One, what's the rules for warning when it comes to signage? I'm not a traffic engineer. I'm a traffic safety expert. When it comes to building the roadway, an engineer, not really my cup of tea. Wanted to look over my shoulder because we're going to do a far lane change here and cross over and get on to westbound I-4 and approach Lee Road. Now, one of the big takeaways I think we got from this is seeing something that we don't normally pay attention to. Heck, we talked about something that in almost 3 years of having results 1 out of the road, we've never talked about. The exit only indicator on a sign. That can help you out in such a powerful way when it comes to beating traffic, bypassing traffic, especially if you're not wanting to be in that traffic, if you're not trying to overtake it illegally. If you're paying attention, you can really get by some things. What do I mean by that? So opposite direction now, I-4 West. If you run into big traffic here and it's backed up, but you know you're going to exit at Lee Road, go to the lane that says exit only. This right lane is ultimately exit only, meaning this lane is not going to continue. So we had the exit only sign marked in yellow underneath the Lee Road sign. But also, guys, look at the ground. The ground will tell you so much what's happening. These signs, remember what we say, they work together. It's a relationship thing. Traffic is not an independent event. It takes roadway signs out of the road. It takes signs up on top to let us know how things are working. And if you're paying attention, I can guarantee a smooth ride. So this is what's going to happen. I am going to, on behalf of Matt and his phenomenal complaint, email Florida Department of Transportation, District 5. Well, we got a lot going on here. Hold on. Not sure what this guy's doing. Came off the shoulder and then decided to pull out in front of me here. Going straight? What are you doing? Guys, this is the frustrations that I get to face every single day. These pedestrians doing exactly what they're supposed to, but I tell you, this guy was a pain. That semi-truck right there, you don't just pull on out, see a car coming just because you got a big truck. Wait till it's completely out. But if you're joining the stream, maybe you hopped on to News 6 Plus a little late, we're talking about certain signs, and these all are just, look at this. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? One already ran the stop sign. So who else is going to run it? Anybody else want to run? I got him for days. We're going to hold this just for a second. I got a motorcycle to my left. I got a car to this Armada to my right. He looked like he was going to go. Oh. Driver needs a front left tire bad on that Armada. I could see the metal sticking out from that tire. Motorcycle bundled up, got his helmet on. Nice little Harley Davidson. This is what we do. I was about to wrap this up and talk a little bit, and then we find a little things to chat about. But, takeaway. What did we take away on this? Matt emailed us. I can only hit that area once just because the highway's so busy, so please rewind, watch it again. You can watch this on YouTube, News 6 Plus. But we were traveling westbound on I-4. When you hit Fairbanks and you're going over the overpass there, that right lane goes around the curve and then becomes an exit-only lane to Lee Road very quickly. Sorry, it's a little noisy. But very quickly, almost too soon, to where if you're there and you are paying attention, hear me out. I do believe even if you are paying attention and you're in that far right, it does not give you enough time to get out of that travel lane to get over to the left so you can continue eastbound. So what I'd like to do is get a follow-up from Department of Transportation, and it's not a gotcha moment. This might be something they tell me, Steve, we're within accordance of what the instructions are, we're not going to change anything, or, hey, Steve, man, maybe we can move that sign up closer to Fairbanks to give drivers a little bit more of a heads up to get out of that left travel lane. And I truly, truly believe that that's possible. If you guys have something you want me to hit, go to AskTrooperSteve@WKMG.com. Shoot me an email. But don't be like this guy who's got a brand new car and who's just texting away on his phone. Look at him, look at him, look at him. Just give this one price driver with a Chevy shirt, a good clown. Man, Kathleen already knew I was going to clown him. She had that clown ready to go, just texting on a brand new car that he doesn't even own. Loser. If you got a question, you want an answer, email me at AskTrooperSteve@WKMG.com. We'll share in some hunks. We'll talk a little smack along the way. I'm the guy doing the things that you can't do. Meaning, you want someone to talk smack on the news? I'm your guy. You want me to hit an intersection for us to figure out what's going on? I'm your guy. So please, let us know, because we want to be in the community. I know Lauren Melendez, our new morning anchor, wants to be embedded. I want to bring her on a hunk scouting exploration. It's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. Bundled up, stay warm. Love you guys. Keep up with News 6. And if you don't have News 6 Plus, maybe you're watching this on YouTube. It is so easy. If you have a Roku, smart TV, just search News 6, put it in the app on your TV, and you can have us all the time. It's not like we're just going to be popping up. It's there, click, and you can watch us anytime you want. All right? News 6. We're everywhere, guys. Love you. Be safe. Drive safe. Follow those travel signs. Follow the markings out on the roadway as well. And don't be like the guy next to me and text in on the phone, because he's still doing it. Love you guys. Drive safe. I'll talk to you later.